Many people consider moving abroad not because they're looking for adventure, but because at some point you sit there and realize that's it. You just can't keep living like this. Some want to start from scratch, escape constant stress, find a calmer life, but for many the reason is much more serious. Life around them is becoming genuinely unsafe. The state no longer protects them, freedoms are shrinking, people face exploitation, pressure, threats, and at some point moving stops being a dream and becomes the only way to save yourself. Hi, my name is Maxim Karitonov. I moved to the UK, and for many years I've been preparing expert reports for asylum applicants, so trust me, I've seen a lot. Modern countries still struggle with slavery, trafficking, forced labor. In others, people are persecuted for their views, religion, ethnicity, or even their profession. If you also feel that living in fear is not an option, hit the like button. It helps these stories reach those who really need them. One of the toughest cases I've seen was a man from the Kurdish region of Iraq. His relationship with a woman from a powerful clan ended in tragedy. She was killed, and he himself was chased and attacked. The police refused to intervene, and the only way to survive was to flee. Even within his own country, he wouldn't be safe. Another case, a young man from northern Albania, a poor family, no support, and it was his own relatives who sold him abroad under the guise of a job. In reality, it was brutal exploitation, debts, threats, complete dependence on a criminal network. After he escaped, he was left without family, without money, without education, and with a very real risk of being trafficked again. Working on expert reports for asylum applicants, I often meet people who were forced to leave their homes with literally nothing, and I know how common this is. And when you hear these stories, you realize the ability to simply leave is a right many people do not have at all. Some flee after violent attacks, some from forced labor, and almost all share the same scenario: fear, no protection, no documents, and that heavy realization, if I stay, nothing will change. But what should you do if you're leaving with almost nothing? First, start the legalization process. Even without a stable status in the UK, there are mechanisms to apply for protection. The process is, yes, slow, but it works. While your case is reviewed, you can receive temporary housing and support. Second, housing. Even on a minimal budget, there are options. Hostels on Hostelworld and Booking.com, rooms on Spare Room, Gumtree, Facebook Marketplace. Churches, community centers, and charity organizations offer food, clothing, and temporary accommodation. Third, work. The UK has many services where you can start quickly. Indeed, Reed, Total Jobs, Care.com, delivery platforms like Just Eat, Deliveroo, Uber Eats. For side jobs without language, Job Today. You can also take online tasks, freelancing, virtual assistants, simple digital services. And here's a key difference. In countries with human rights violations, you can't refuse bad conditions or complain. In the UK, you can. Your rights are protected and your voice actually matters. If you want more practical guides like this, hit subscribe. I only share information that truly works. When I moved myself, I honestly had no perfect conditions or big budget. The first months are always the hardest. The language barrier, uncertainty, that feeling of being neither here nor there. But every small step, learning a few new words, talking to someone, getting used to the city, pushes you forward. Thousands of people have been through this and continue to go through it every day. Each had their own story, but they all had one thing in common: they didn't give up and they didn't stay alone. The UK remains one of the few places where you can start from zero and still have legal protection. And when you compare this with countries where freedom is just a word, it becomes clear why people choose to move. Yes, it's hard and scary, but sometimes moving abroad isn't just a new life, it's a step toward freedom.